Welcome back to African Farming. Now, like any business, a farming operation requires good management practices at every single level. That's in order to keep things running optimally on a straight path towards productivity and, of course, profit. No one gets it perfect all the time, but turning those practices into habit will enhance your chances of success. As always, our agricultural gurus are here to share their knowledge on winning management practices. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Praveen from AFGRI, are you all set?
I'm great, thanks. Thanks for having me again.
Fantastic, good to have you with us. Ratselane, are you all set?
Thank you so much, I'm well.
Okay, Afrivet let you join us today. As always, good to see you. And Lize-Marie from Vleissentraal, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks, Tony.
Good to see you. So, Praveen, what are some of the management principles farmers need to be aware with, and what do you think sometimes they neglect?
So the key management principles, your farm management, crop management, your spray program management, how you're managing your mechanization program, etc., your planting schedules, those are things that farmers get right most of the time. Issues like human resource management, labor relations, that type of skills you need to have at the tip of your fingers when you're managing a workforce. It's critical. We know that we've had lots of issues in the agricultural sector, and we need farmers to be aware that these workers are protected by legislation. Make sure you have training when it comes to human resource management. Similarly, financial management, business management principles, that's the make or break of businesses. So you can make as much money as you're making, but that doesn't necessarily translate into profit in the bank. So make sure from a financial management and a business management point of view, you've got those key skills to build your enterprise over time into a profitable venture.
Ratselane, product management, what role does it play in animal health?
It's very important, and it plays a huge role, Tony. When you look at the products that the farmers buy from the co-ops or they buying from pharmaceutical companies, there are those ones that needs to be kept away from direct sunlight. It's a product management on its own. They need to be kept away, locked away from uninformed people. And then there are those ones that needs to be kept in refrigeration as well. Every product that, whether is going to be used through the mouth or outside the skin or through the rectum or through the vulva or anywhere, even on the udder, they've got a paper that is called packaging sets. It's very important that they follow the instructions that are written on those packaging sets. Failure to adhere to those things, it will lead to a lot of losses.
Talking about losses from an auction point of view, Lize-Marie, just transporting animals to an auction can cause stress to those animals, and ultimately, you can take a hit on your pocket. But how do you manage such things?
I fully agree with you, and I think that management comes from the farmer's side, to maintain the right, proper equipment to transport your animals with. That lowers a lot of stress, and you feel more comfortable moving your animals from your farm up into the auction, and they get there safely. It also eliminates the risk of animals getting hurt or injured or even dying in transport, so it means a bit more profit in your pocket at the end of the day.
Yourselves as an auction house, what steps do you take in terms of just to maybe limit that stress?
In recent years, we upgraded our biosecurity a lot on the premise itself, and we do have a vet on site. And they also help to advise, especially farmers, pig farmers, cattle farmers, sheep farmers, what parasites management, stuff that they can do on the farm before they get to the auction house. And then we also inspect the animals, and we check and see if there's any problems on the animals per se before they can get sold. And that makes it a bit safer for the animals, the buyers, and the farmer as well.
Interesting. Now, Praveen, when it comes to just your basic management, what would you say? Farmers might say, listen, I need to focus when I do what I do best, which is farming. Is outsourcing a good idea?
It can work, but it also depends on the size of your enterprise, of course. If it's a big enough enterprise that can afford to outsource and pay those kind of fees that are required, great idea to do that. But then the person that is taking responsibility for that needs to have in-depth knowledge of your farming operations. You really need to be in sync with what I'm trying to do as a farmer, what I'm trying to do as the management team that's looking after the affairs outside of the farm. How do we make sure there's proper communication? Channels need to be open all of the time. If I decide to make a switch mid-season to different crops, different programs, for example, how do I make sure that's properly communicated? Communication's key in that.
It's interesting you say that, because Loretta, she says to us, or she told us that her accountant, when she's not on the farm, he comes onto the farm. She's outsourcing that particular, her accounting to that accountant. He comes onto the farm. I want to talk about that. If you have a vet that comes onto your, that you deal with, Ratselane, from an animal health perspective, what role, how involved do you get with a farmer?
That relationship is very deep. The person that you entrust with your resources, it has to be somebody who's reliable. You need to form a relationship that is very personal, and it should also last a very long time. The people that we entrust with our own animals, one, they need to be knowledgeable. They need to be able to transfer the knowledge. They need also to be able to be available whenever we need them. So you need somebody whom you can always talk to anytime. Some vets, they even accept calls even at night. When you are working as a vet, there is no holiday. They call you when you are in a holiday. So you must know that there are things that you can do in person, and about part of your job also is going to be remotely.
So let me get some last comments from yourselves, lady and gentlemen. Praveen, starting with yourself.
Yeah, establish and follow key and sound management principles. Keep your farm going for generations to come.
Okay. Ratselane?
Make sure you remember withdrawal period. Read packaging sets for optimal production.
Okay. Always read. That's good advice. Lize-Marie?
I would say management, either on your property, your equipment, your herd, your crops. You can never do enough management.
Okay. It's all about management. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you so much, Tony.
So it's a lot to manage, which is why a farmer's work is never done. So to all our farmers, we're grateful for all of your hard work, all the hard work you put in, come rain or shine, to feed the nation. Mzansi, why don't you show your appreciation for our farmers on the African Farming social media pages using hashtag African Farming, or connect with us on our website, africanfarming.com. And as always, we farm better together.